Yo, how's it going everybody? It's me, Arctic. Today's video we're going to be going over a Kazuha sub DPS build guide. Now you can potentially run Kazuha as a main DPS if you want to use his auto attacks a whole bunch. There's some options for that. But in today's video we're only going to focus on his sub DPS capabilities, which I think is his best at Constellation 0. You can run him as a support at Constellation 0. However, C2 is where he really gains a lot of his support capabilities. But he's still a pretty good unit overall. Now, I have already done a complete Kazuha build guide for each of the different playstyles you can use with him. However, like, if you guys wanted something more in-depth, this is what this video is going to be. I'm going to talk about his sub-DPS and how he kind of compares to, like, Venti, other characters like that. Also, if you all wouldn't mind supporting the channel, I'm trying to get to 1.5k subscribers, and that basically would mean that we're halfway to 2k, which is crazy because, like, it took me like 4 years to hit 1k, so we've been growing pretty good. So yeah, mainly what I wanted to talk to you guys today about with Kazuha is that he's mostly going to be a sub DPS character, and that's how I would end up using him mostly. Not necessarily sub DPS, I think I would just go full on support, just to get his like extra elemental damage bonus for like enemies based on his EM. However, the EM build is kind of hard to build, so you can just build him as like a normal character, or basically a gene is pretty much how you build Kazuha. He's literally just like a carbon copy of any anemo damage dealer, and you basically just place him on there. But yeah, so like as a sub DPS, what you're mainly looking for is getting him to do swirl reactions, because he has this elemental mastery sub stat that he gains when he ascends. And since they're buffing elemental mastery and swirl, you're definitely going to get a lot of damage from his swirl capabilities. So even if you run him like a half sub DPS and half support, he's still going to be very, very valuable for your team overall. Sub DPS, what you're going to want to optimize is your ultimate ability. So you're pretty much going to stack everything on this, like using like a noblesse set with like an anemo damage bonus set. You're wanting an anemo damage cup. That's basically what you're going for, is anemo damage on here. His E damage right here, what you can use this for is just quick burst DPS. So there's actually a few sword options that are going to be pretty alright with using his elemental skill, and is like kind of just a sub DPS capabilities. What's really nice about Kazuha is that both of his abilities have absorption. So unlike Jean, he can actually absorb elements and get some extra bonus damage. That's where a lot of his damage comes from actually. And also the extra swirl damage that you get from swirling. And for his passive talents, like whenever he does do swirls, you're going to get another 200% additional damage when you're using his E. So really using his E is pretty good. However, you don't necessarily have to optimize his E for damage. I recommend optimizing his ult for damage, because you get like a lot more from that. And also he'll boost his own damage some with his elemental damage bonus he gets whenever he triggers swirl reactions. So weapons for Kazuha sub DPS, there's like a few options that kind of stand out quite a bit, and these few being actually Blackcliff Longsword, Favonius Sword is also a very good option if you want burst uptime. Iron Sting is fine if you just want like some elemental mastery to like round out your build. Lion's Roar is literally the best for him, like literally without a doubt. If you're using Pyro or Electric characters, he's gonna just perform exponentially well as a sub DPS. But yeah, I've already pretty much covered all of these weapons and why they're good in my weapons guide for Kazuha video. So if you guys want to watch that, that's linked up in a card or something, or at the end of the video. But yeah, like Blackcliff Sword is probably one that I would use on him, just because of like tons of crit damage, tons of attack, and actually if you're going to be fighting a bunch of mobs, if you're like targeting groups of mobs, and you kill them pretty fast, because as Kazuha as a sub DPS, that's mainly what you're trying to target with your damage. You're trying to target mobs, like multiple enemies as a sub DPS. Like actually, Tartaglia kind of works as a main DPS and a sub DPS with how his Riptide effect works, because he's very, very good at like ad clear, that kind of stuff, but he's also very good at single target. So Kazuha is going to be kind of similar actually, because his ultimate is going to be very good for like ad clear. You're going to be able to hit multiple enemies with that. But then also his E is going to be good for like single target, because you're just going to get lots of procs on that. And also, yeah, like he's a very good character actually. And you will get like this double proc of the attack bonus, which is going to be nice. And he does have a pretty good base attack, so you're going to be getting good amount of damage from this. Favoni's Sword, the reason I would use this is actually to have like pretty much constant burst uptime. Also, you can like rotate between characters, feed them energy from this one's passive. Like you're gonna get a lot more burst uptime, so you pretty much can pop your burst whenever you want. This will kind of be similar to running like a support Ganyu if you just want it to enable team synergy, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. The reason why Lion's Roar is actually really good is because like Pyro Electro affected enemies, you're gonna get like 20% extra damage. Has an attack substat, so you can like round out your attack. Attack substats I think are the best in slot after crit damage and crit rate ones. Like really, you're going for like attack, crit damage, or crit rate. Basically anything that'll boost your damage on a weapon. Round out your build. You just have to kind of judge what you're gonna build off of this. Now, I've not really talked generally about Kazuha just in general with like team comps, so I'm gonna actually put that here also. So as you guys know, Kazuha's passive basically converts his EM into elemental damage bonus whenever he swirls for literally all elements. So what you can do is you can use him as a Xiao support, one of the very few anemo Xiao supports. You can use him as a Geo character support. There's not really anything that boosts Geo damage or does Geo resistance down, so you can use him in like a Zhongli like nuke build. That could actually be pretty interesting. He's very good for like main DPS supports like Tartaglia. You can like use 4-piece Viridescent on him, get like some good like swirl stuff going, enemy resistance decreases, along with elemental damage bonuses. Like he's gonna be a very good just because he's anemo and he has like a cracked support ability. You can use them with like Mona also, like you can get her vaporizes, do like lots of damage, that kind of stuff. He can also be used pretty good with anemo characters, I would say also. Like you might have to worry about like applying elements, that kind of stuff, but you're pretty much going to be constantly swirling if you're using like Venti or like Sucrose. But if you're using like a Jean, if you're using like Jean, you gotta be careful that you don't like destroy the element that you actually have on them before you activate like your Kazuha stuff, because your goal is to absorb things. Since he's a sub DPS, you're not gonna get any more damage from him from Bennett when he's off the field. However, like using this for like your main DPS, like for example if you're using a Tartaglia and a Kazuha to boost out your auto attack and normal attack damage, this could be actually extremely good. And actually a team comp that I would recommend would be Tartaglia, Xingqiu, Kazuha to actually debuff. We'll just use like Sucrose as a standard for Kazuha. But you'd basically use Kazuha to debuff enemies to Hydro. And then what you'd have is you have like your Bennett out, something like that. Or actually, you could use like Official, because Electrocharge is also getting buffed, so it's going to be even better than it already is. Like, there's lots of team comps you can use. You could also probably use them in like a permafreeze build with like Rosaria. Like you wouldn't necessarily have to use a Chongyun just because of him absorbing elements. So you can actually do like freeze comps with Tartaglia, Rosaria, Ganyu, you know, and like basically a Kazuha. And you can like boost your whole team's damage. It'll be very good. Like I might actually try to 50-50 Kazuha, depending, because I do want a good Xiao support, and there's no good Xiao supports other than C4 Jean. But that's besides the point. Like Kazuha is primarily gonna be like a very good character, so I'm pretty hyped. But that's basically it for the video. I hope that I see you guys later. I'll probably do like another Kazuha video before he releases, covering like why, if you should pull him or save for like 1.7. I'll probably do something like that, just to build up a little bit of hype before the Kazuha. And I might actually pull Kazuha, but I don't know. That is besides the point. But anyway, it's been me, Arctic. I will see you all next time. Farewell.